gearheads, do us a huge favor. Hit that subscribe button and ring the bell down below so you get notified every time we upload a video. And while you're at it, go find us on Facebook and Instagram to catch some behind the scenes content before it's here on YouTube, both at GT Garage Talk. And everything we do, including our podcast, can be found at gtgaragetalk.com. Hey Gearheads, welcome to Garage Talk. I'm Corey.
And I'm Matt.
And this is the 2021 Ford Expedition Max.
Yes, and you are smitten.
I've come around. So, spent some time in this, driven it through Dallas, to Dallas and back.
Right. Around town a little bit.
Yeah, there's a lot to like.
Yeah. From
the full-size SUV, the family vehicle of Texas, if you want enclosure all the way back.
Sure.
We like our big rigs around here. And yeah, there's a lot to like about this. And the big boys from the General should be worried.
I agree, definitely. Between the 3.5 EcoBoost, the 10-speed automatic, the four-wheel drive, and the styling is just incredible. Next year's gonna get even a little better. To the point where this GM fanboy is willing to say 22 Expedition, best looking in the class. Oh wow, okay. That's saying a lot.
Yes it is.
But you love this color. And
I do.
The chrome accents,
yes,
the LED lights.
I'm sorry, the shininess, it has drawn me in. Ford is doing a lot right with this rig, and I could see them really challenging the king of Tahoe Suburban combo.
Yeah.
This is the Suburban Fighter. It is the longer wheelbase version.
The Max.
The Max.
Yeah.
Whereas the Tahoe would go up against the normal Expedition.
Right.
But why don't we take a little quick walk around it? We do a little rear seat testing. We do a little child seat testing. We do a little acceleration.
Wide open throttle action.
Yeah. So let's do a quick walk around, hop inside and go.
That'll work.
All right, you made mention of the fact that this has a twin-turbo V6 in it.
It does.
And this is not the first time we've experienced that power plant.
Right.
We actually saw it in the King Ranch that we previously tested on our channel. Go check that out. Neither one of us were a huge fan of the power boost in a truck for old school reasons, we'll say. But I believe I can confidently say that this power plant in this rig fits perfectly.
Oh yeah.
Does not bother me in the least. 375, 470, more than enough to go.
Oh yeah.
The only ding I could give it would be fuel economy. We're seeing 16 kind of around town, 18 long haul.
Yeah.
That's a little on the low side for sacrificing 2 cylinders, in my opinion.
I mean, you're still moving around 3.5 tons worth of people and vehicle, so it's not going to be astronomical. I am curious to see, though, if Ford ends up putting the hybrid system in this truck.
Yeah.
I think it would be an interesting mix of vehicle with the power boost in this as well.
I agree. All right, gearheads. One of the reasons why you buy the Max is for what is behind door number 1. Power operated liftgate, remote access. You've got hidden storage underneath, as you should, and then power fold 3rd row seats. They take their time, they go. And then you can power fold the middle row for just gobs of space.
It's a little cavernous in there.
Gobs of space back here. I've got nothing to complain about. There is plenty of room. All right, and the last nifty feature of the back,
Right.
which is almost a prerequisite for this class that you would imagine is a no-go because of this wiper right here, is the opening glass.
Very nice.
So you're able just to throw stuff in, or in this case, pull stuff out without opening the entire hatch.
I love the design of that too. So
Yeah.
the motor is not actually mounted to the glass at all. It's
Yeah.
still in the door. And there's a little finger that fits into that part to make them. That's fantastic. That's incredibly genius.
Yeah. All right. So, gearheads, the dad test. How does the middle row hold, and how easy is it to install a car seat in the 2021 Ford Expedition Max?
And how quick can Cory do it?
Yeah, not to put me on the clock or anything, but he's literally putting me on the clock. I've attested how impossible this is in my Chevy Cruze, and that SUVs are the absolute way to go. So, let's see.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
You gotta take it completely out of the car.
Okay, all these rules. Is this good? Yeah. Huh?
All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay. So, get in here. Oh no, I'm stuck. Okay. We got this. Feed this through here. We'll worry about that in just a little bit, because get the lower latches, which are easily marked by little tags on the seat. Pull that in there. Get it shoved in good and tight.
Nope, it's not pulling through. You still got a lot of slack
Oh
over
my
here.
gosh, come on, car seat. Yes, there we go. Yes. And then, trick feature. Makes it easy. You don't even have to crawl back in the back. You just pull that tight right there, and
Done.
done.
4310.
Under a minute, not bad.
That's pretty slick.
And so that feature that I had that allowed me to very easily secure it in the back also allows for ingress and egress with it in place, which is a huge win when you want to load people back here in the back. And we've talked about just how easy, I'm not going to fold that one down because of the camera, everything is to fold down back here. But yeah, not a bad setup. Kudos Ford. Now I'm gonna get out. All right, Matt, setting off in the 2021 Ford Expedition Max
Limited.
4x4 Max tow package.
Yeah.
And I can say confidently,
There's another one.
yeah, they're popping up everywhere around here. So, as a GM fanboy, the leader of the segment is Tahoe Suburban, hands down, like by a wide margin. But I do feel like the margin is slipping because, again, we're right behind two actually right now, and we're in one ourselves, and they're starting to pop up everywhere. And having spent a little bit of time in this, they've done a lot right.
Yeah.
To the point where I would be okay keeping this.
Really?
Yeah. I made mention to you and some of our friends that I don't know if it's just because I don't exactly know the Ford model hierarchy, or if it's just because I'm not that well invested. Maybe it makes me the perfect consumer in this aspect. Looking at this from the exterior, even sitting inside, I wouldn't know. It doesn't scream that it's not top of the line.
Right.
It's got the 22-inch wheels. It's got this candy apple red and the chrome, which works so well together for me.
Yeah.
That I feel like this is the premium rig, and at $73,000, it better be.
Carries a premium price tag for sure.
There's the XL, which is a base, XLT, then the Limited.
Okay.
So this is just above like the Everyman's
Right.
Expedition. Then there's King Ranch and Platinum above this.
Okay.
So this is essentially a mid-grade. All that said, it's very nice in here.
It is.
There are some chintzy plastic bits,
Right.
but I'm okay with that. It's got a small touchscreen compared to several
It
things
is.
that we've driven lately.
Right.
But the size of this Apple CarPlay is actually the exact same size of the CarPlay in the 12-inch screen in the King Ranch we just got done driving.
Right.
So, very user-friendly. You know, you've got dual glove boxes here. You've actually got a dual tray in here, so storage galore. I've got side pockets here, Qi wireless charging here, massive center console, dual cup holders, cubbies.
Yeah.
Because let's face it, this is a family hauling rig. We've got my kid's car seat in the back to show you just what it's like getting in and out of this in all rows with a car seat in it.
And for the sake of the video, if you hear any rattling, that's what it is.
Yes.
It's not the truck itself. The truck is actually very composed.
And that being said, it's a very long rig, but it doesn't feel like it.
Right.
So, piloting this around town, I have no complaints. Let's talk about the power plant in this.
Okay.
One,
I like it loads better in this than I did in the hybrid F-150 we just came out of.
Me as well. Let me just say that a full-size SUV needn't be loud and obnoxious and rumbly because of the use case.
Yeah.
The use case for this is hauling people around in comfort and luxury.
Sure.
And I actually kind of like the sound of the turbo spooling up under the hood, driving around with the windows down and the roof open.
The turbo spool is nice. The V6 drone, and it's not really, if you're not paying attention or looking for it, you don't notice it, but there is a little bit of a drone to it, especially when you get on it. It kind of, I don't know, it's not great. It's certainly not a V8, but it's not awful. It's not annoying by any means.
What is annoying, start stop, which just kicked the engine on, but defeatable by push of a button. Had to do it every time. Government.
Yeah.
That's enough there. But overall, you've got nice soft touch points everywhere.
Except for the center stack.
Right.
Which
I mean,
you're reaching for buttons. You're not really reaching for the stuff around them. So
my wife did lament just a little. The tuning, volume, and 2 air conditioning dials are the same dial. So that if you're just kind of reaching blindly, you might grab the wrong thing.
Yeah. It
is a 4x4, so it's got some off-road goodies, though I don't know that you would be doing it with 22-inch wheels.
Yeah, that'd be a little tough to do.
You've got hill descent control up here, and you've got several drive modes that you cycle through.
2-speed transfer case, which some of the competition does not have.
Yeah.
So that's a nice feature. But yeah, I mean, I could see using 4-low if you got off into a camping spot that was a little difficult to get out of with your camper trailer. You know, put it in 4-low so you got the torque to get up and out of there. But really, very rarely, if ever, is this going to see the low speed on the transfer case. It's nice to know you have the 4-wheel drive, right? It's got a 4 auto button. It's also got a 4 high button, so you can go ahead and lock it in. Inclement weather, you know, raining, kind of heavy, that type of thing. Click it over in 4 auto, and it's going to do its thing. You get out, like it snows once every 100 years in Texas.
Every three.
And, you know, we get, well, okay, a snow like we had last year only happens so often. So, but, you know, 4 high, and you have a lot less to worry about when it comes to getting around and getting the family out and about if you had to. So
brakes. I wouldn't call that an emergency stop by any means, but the light changed on you while we were still accelerating.
Right.
How are the brakes?
Phenomenal. Confidence inspiring for sure. They are firm, but it's not like slamming into the steering wheel bite right at the top. It's really nice. The progression for that first half an inch is spectacular, and then it's a nice firm pedal the rest of the way in, and the whole rig, it has a little bit of fall forward when you hit the brake, but it's the whole thing being slowed down. You feel the whole truck slowing down instead of that massive dive that some of these big heavy rigs do. So very well tuned on the braking for sure.
I will say from driving this one around that visibility over your left shoulder right now, Matt, is a little tight because of this B-pillar.
Yeah.
It's a little big, so you get a little slit of a window, but you do have blind spot monitoring on this. As with most big rigs, the mirrors are adequately sized. They could be a little bit bigger, but you see everything that you need to see in it.
Oh, yeah.
When you position them correctly.
Ride quality.
Yeah.
I mean, good grief. You've had it for a few days. I'm just getting into it this morning. But it's not quite an apples to apples, but this compared to the F-150 we just got out of, oh my goodness, this is phenomenal. The F-150 wasn't bad by any means, but this is more purposeful in its design, on how it rides, how it reacts to things like that in the road. A little drop off there.
This was absolutely happy making Texas road trips. And I say Texas road trips because, again, coming back from Dallas was a 2-hour trip. It was more than that in actuality, traffic. But it was extremely comfortable on the way home and made this a very comfortable ride all the way back.
Yeah.
I've long been critical of the rotary dial.
Yeah.
We've spent some time in products from Stellantis with one. Now spending some time with this Ford with one. I guess it's just one of those things I'm gonna have to get used to.
Yeah.
I'm probably in the minority because so many manufacturers are ditching the column shift.
Unfortunately.
But my preference, my druthers, I would much prefer the column shift. It just feels more natural.
Right.
Again, we've talked about the technology maybe being a little lacking in the resolution department. I'm going to go ahead and come to a stop and show you just exactly the camera on this. So the camera system in the F-150 we had multiple camera views. You can see wheels and tires and a wide angle front. I do believe the 22s are going to improve upon this immensely versus what you get in this 21, but still plenty of visibility, knowing what you're getting around. I was able to navigate around a vehicle in my driveway and the curb and make sure I didn't hit anything, and something much larger than I'm used to driving.
Yeah.
And I guess we're just going to keep coming back to it because I drive a Chevy Cruze.
Right.
A compact car.
It's 4-door.
Right. But I drive a compact car daily. And granted, I've driven lots of vehicles over my entire life. But just being able to hop in this and go is impressive. It handles very well. It navigates very well. I'm not making big wide turns. It goes where you want it to go. It is a very comfortable, very confidence-inspiring vehicle that does not intimidate, even with its massive size.
So even things like handling in a parking lot, nice tight turns, and weaving this thing in and out, whatnot, it's incredibly capable, being as big as it is.
I've not had a single problem with it. No complaints.
Awesome.
Let's see what this twin turbo can do in traffic. Because, you know, I don't want them to catch up to me. So
Right, yeah.
naturally, I have to do that. So that's normal behavior for this
Especially
vehicle.
in Texas.
Yes. There is not a whole lot for me to say negative about this vehicle.
Yeah.
If this is not on your shopping list for a full-size SUV, you're doing yourself an injustice.
Yeah.
So Matt, how's the comfort back there in the mid-row?
I mean, it's not the 87-way adjustable front seats like you've sitting in up there,
Right,
but
right. It does recline all three positions. It's a 40-20-40, which I prefer.
right.
All three positions recline, which is awesome. All the seats fold down flat, so you get this massive cave in the back.
Yeah. Loads of pockets and storage back here as well. There's a little tray down here in the bottom of the door with a couple different cubbies. There's a 110 plug down in the back here, but it is only, what does it say, 150 watts, so you'll get to run a laptop off of it.
Or
That'll be
gaming
about it.
console if you opt for the rear screens, right?
Yeah. So Very capable, very comfortable. You're forever away from me.
I know, and there's still yet another row to go.
Right. I mean, there's at least 12 inches of space between my knees and the back of your seat.
Yeah, and I'm sitting perfectly comfortable right here.
Everything about this is people friendly for sure, which is the whole idea of this rig anyway.
Now, I have sat in that that middle seat with the car seat in place. It's snugger than I would have imagined for the size of this vehicle.
Right.
More snug, I believe.
More snug.
The proper English. But
less spacious.
yes, it's not offensive like my wife's midsize.
Oh, sure.
So, well, technically, I guess crossover.
Come sit up here with you.
Yeah, well, looky there. So, I understand the luxury aspect of wanting rear captain's chairs. Again, my life stage that I'm in, I much prefer
the bench,
middle bench, to make this an 8-seater, because it just gives you more options.
Sure.
Because let's face it, how many times are people crawling in the way back? And if you put captain's chairs in this, that essentially means you've got a 4-seater. So you've spent all this money and all this fuel for a 4-seater.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it doesn't make the most sense to me. I get it, the luxury factor.
Oh, yeah.
And all that, I do. But if I were to spec one out, if I were to go on Ford.com right now, I'd probably build this one.
Really?
Yeah. So kudos to you, Ford, for winning this one over. And with that, on that bombshell,
Cory's buying a Ford.
we will bid you adieu. I will say, please, if you have not already, hit the subscribe button down below and ring the bell so you get notified every time we post. You can check out more from us behind the scenes of all that we're doing, what we're driving before it's here on YouTube, by following us on Facebook and Instagram, both at GT Garage Talk. And you can find everything we do at gtgaragetalk.com, including our podcast, where we have interviews with people from throughout the automotive industry and share some pretty good stories along the way. But until next time, bye. It went down? You put it up? What?
It's a different kind of rig. It's not a low-slung, high-flying sports car. This is lap of luxury and